Testing, testing, testing,
Maybe a little hot.
testing. That sounds about right.
3.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hilton Head High School and Oceanside Lacrosse's matchup with the Hilton Head Seahawks, I believe they're called down here.
The Seahawks.
I am Tony Zarzaka, and alongside Chris Harrison, just like we were the other night, we're missing our partner in crime, Dion Welch. We're here with Angie Gregory on the camera. I want to welcome you to a great evening in lacrosse down here in Hilton Head. The weather is perfect. There's not a cloud in the sky. And it's about 70 degrees. The boys got here a while ago. Everybody's out there working out and getting stretched. And we are in for a pretty great game here, Chris.
Yeah, we're expecting some big things here tonight. Boys had a good, I guess we'll call it revenge win against Portergoud. And, we're hoping now that Oceanside builds on that tonight against a strong Hilton Head team, 6-2 record, I think, right, Tony?
Agreed. Hilton Head comes into this game. They've played a few more games than us. They're 6-2. They're 2-0 in the region. Their two losses were to Richmond Hill, and they lost by a point, 10-11, and Benedictine they lost 9-11. So a close margin. And then they had a forfeit from Myrtle Beach, which I'm not sure what constituted that, but whatever the case may be, it's a strong team. Big guns on that team. We're looking at a very familiar face in our Loggerhead brethren and Sweetlax brethren, Brady Saba. Great lacrosse family, one of our families that we spend a lot of time with. Oh, we got to take a timeout for the anthem. All right, as I like to say, let's get it on right after the anthem. Welcome back to Hilton Head High School. Again, Tony Zarzaka here with Chris Harrison and Angie Gregory. I almost said Marina. Angie Gregory on the camera. Thanks for being with us tonight. Thanks again to Dion Welsh for training us on this equipment. We are unsupervised. Scott Kravchuk and for all the technical expertise he brings to it. And obviously the Oceanside administration, Christina Brown, Mark Meyer, and the athletic program. We really appreciate everybody letting us do this. So we were talking about the game, Chris. The big gun, Brady Saba. Brady leads the Seahawks in just about every category that there is. He's a big boy, 5'10", 180 pounds. Actually, because we know him so well, I think that's a little light. Okay, that's might be sandbagging there just a little bit. Like I said, he leads in all major categories, but points per game or goals per game, 3.6.
Yeah, and you look at him, and you look at the size of him, and then you look over at the Hilton Head Island bench, and you see that there's guys over there that easily outsize him. So our Oceanside team, which is a little on the smaller side, is going to have their hands full with that tonight.
Yeah, they've got a big, couple big guns. Number 12, Jackson Olander. I'm sorry for the names. Olander, he's got 3.1 goals per game. He's averaging. And number 26, Jacob Martin at 2.1. He's also their Fogo with a 722 win percentage on the faceoff dot.
Yeah, 722 percentage as a Fogo. That's pretty incredible. So we'll see how Max Persall can handle that tonight. We don't get to see Hilton Head play too much. So, we're unfamiliar with their style and their way of playing, but we'll learn some more about that tonight.
As the players, yes, we will. As the players take to the traditional handshakes and the lineups on the field, we're just moments away from the goaltender handshake, and away we go. They're gone, and it's almost time to get it on here. A couple guys on our team want to talk about, obviously, Tom Harris, our coach, Jack Kelly, who coaches the offense, Alex Rode, who coaches the special teams and the goaltender, and Clark Seaton, who cleans up just about every other duty that's required for this team. So we'll talk a little more about that later, but right now let's get to live lacrosse. We're out for the face-off, the starting lineups. Max Pearsall's on again against Jacob Martin, and we're going to see how this face-off situation goes. So we are underway. Max wins it. He gets the possession, runs it downfield. Carter Gregory makes a very athletic play. Having a little trouble picking it up there. A.J. Zarzaka at the top in his office there at the top of the restraining line, getting ready to dish it out. Swings it over to Carter, back to A.J. Jackson Hyman checks into the game. Over to Liam Rosebach, back to Jackson Hyman, over to A.J., and the Land Sharks are off, and they're taking their time on this possession, which is what Jack wants them to do, and really look for their shots, draw the double team. Carter takes a swing at it, wide right, ball's out of bounds, still Land Shark ball.
Yeah, second straight game on natural grass for the OCA Sharks, so we're out of excuses for that tonight. They had their practice against Porter Gauds, so let's see if we're a little bit more prepared for the natural turf tonight.
Yes, sir. Jackson Hyman takes it. He's off to the left of the net. He's swinging around, looking, makes the pass to Carter. Carter rips it. It's in the goal.
Oh, what a beauty. What a beauty.
Outstanding.
Jackson coming in from behind goal did just enough to pull that defender off Carter, and he got his hands open for a great little shot there.
And that was something that the coaching staff and some of the players in my discussions with them, it was a couple of missed opportunities the other night. They felt like they rushed it. They weren't taking the good shots. They were, I don't want to say it was selfish, but they weren't playing the offense the way Jack designs it and the way he wants it implemented, and that's something they worked on for the couple days of practice, and there it is, pays off.
Yeah, I agree. Jack runs a very purposeful offense, and I think you saw that time the way we moved the ball around, the way guys were moving their feet, much more purpose.
Yes,
much
sir.
more focus.
Yes, sir. Pearsall wins another face-off, so he's 100% on the night. Over to AJ, over to Carter, to the left of the net, and the Land Sharks are going to set up the offense again. AJ at the top, waiting for the player change. Here comes Liam Rosebach on the field. Everybody's checked in. Jackson Hyman over on the right side, on the player side of the field. Cycles it around. He's looking. He's getting some heavy pressure. Breaks inside, swings it out to Carter. Carter looks for the shot, and he's just a little high, but boy, he had it. He liked what he saw enough to rip, and that was one of the other things. It was, the guys, quality shots.
Yeah.
So again, we talked about that purposeful offense.
Yeah, I think Carter losing some balance there, falling away, and just got the ball up a little high above the crossbar.
Yes, sir.
Got Liam Rosebach dropping back here to the restraining line now, just spreading out the defense a little bit. Going back behind to Jackson.
All right, Jackson Hyman behind the net. Thanks for the cover there. I dropped my lineup card.
Gotcha.
All right. Jackson Hyman swinging around, goes inside, catches some pressure, and the Seahawks are going to have their first possession for the night, but Carter's not having it. Gives him a heavy check. He coughs up the ball. Oceanside's ball up to Carter. AJ's at the top, and they're going to set it up again.
Yeah, Ernest Friday, I don't think, was looking for that check from Carter and coughed it up, and Oceanside gets another go-around here.
All right, so the Land Sharks are setting it up. Liam Rosebach up top. Kamikaze Costa checks into the game, number 8 for the Land Sharks. He's lit the lamp in 2 games straight. AJ up top, he draws the double team. MJ, he comes off a knee, gets back up, and still makes the shot. That kid is just talented.
Yes, incredible. What an effort to get to the goal there.
And he's another one. They had a little bit of a tough time on Monday night, and and my understanding was Jack drilled him on his shot for like half or all of a practice, and just had him settle down, swing the stick the way you know how, son.
You know, that's what I'm hearing with the coaches this year and the players. They're kind of, obviously it's a team game, but they're taking time with the individuals to kind of get in their heads and work with them and figure out what buttons they need to push. And it looks like he pushed the right button this week with MJ.
That's right. And here we are with 9:15 left to play in the first, and the twos are checked into the game, giving the starters a breather. And we've got 11 CJ, right?
CJ, yeah. CJ picked up that ground ball that Max got out of there on the face-off.
Right, so 3 face-offs and 3 straight wins and possessions for the Land Sharks. We got a whistle now.
Got to be real happy about that, knowing the FOGO for Hilton Head is a 722% FOGO.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know at home, we don't do a clock on the screen because it's just way too many buttons for me to try to figure out how to push. So we'll give you a check-in every once in a while. We're at 8:58 left right now in the first, and we got a stoppage, and here we go.
All right, they're going to whistle the ball in from the alley at the top of the box. Over on the player's side, Liam Rosebach looks, gets it over to Finn Wagner's in the game, over to Carter on the left-hand side of the goal. He's measured. Number 22 is a big boy out there. Thompson May, he's one of their big senior stud defenders.
6'4", 230 with a long pole. That's a lot of D-man to deal with.
That's a lot of D-man. Carter's out front, and the goaltender makes a great stop. Great stop for the goaltender. Brody fed it over to him. Carter took the rip, and the goaltender makes a great stop. Their goaltender, number 33, Tyler Bennett, 6'1", 190, senior. All right, Liam Rosebach at the top. Makes the dodge. He's looking for it. He's inside. And the Land Sharks get a dribbler past number 33, Tyler Bennett, that I was just talking about. And just like that, it's 3-0, Chris.
Yeah.
With 8:13 to play in the first quarter here. The Land Sharks got to be happy about the good start. That was something the coaches wanted. They're fired up over there on the bench. A lot of emotion out of this team. The other thing that I heard was they were a little flat on Monday. You know, that was the other feedback that I got, was they came out a little flat.
You know, my wife makes fun of me, but I'm a big warm-up watcher. And I always like to get to the fields early and watch warm-ups. To me, it's a good indication of what a team's going to look like. And I got to be honest, on Monday, I wasn't liking Oceanside's warm-up. I just felt the energy was missing, the power they usually bring in a warm-up. All the talking, all the yelling wasn't there. Tonight, warm-up was a lot more crisp, and I think we're seeing that translate into the first quarter here.
I agree. I think now, so we got a timeout on the field. Everybody's kind of recollecting. You know, the Seahawks are down 3-0 here right out of the gate with 8:13 to play in the first. And I think they're taking stock of what's going on here and what the Land Sharks are doing. And I'll tell you what they're doing. They're winning faceoffs and they're getting possessions.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive. You're 4 minutes into the game, and we've only been on one side of the midfield line here so far. So that's a testament to Max at the faceoff dot, our wings, and our offense in general moving that ball around.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job cycling the ball, and if they can keep exhibiting those patience, then our senior goaltender, 77, Hayden, is not going to have a lot of business here. I think he's going to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, we like when Hayden's not busy. He may not love that, but we like that.
Yeah, he wants when we get in a game like this, he wants to get mic'd up because he's got time on his hands.
And we should mic him up sometime because that would be a trip.
I think we can only do that if we do this telecast on Netflix.
Oh, okay. We need the parental warning beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Hayden got a penalty in the first game or against Bishop England because he, I believe, said something he probably wasn't supposed to. All right, we're back out. Max Pearsall's out there at the faceoff. See if he can make it 4 in a row. Possessions for the Land Sharks. Sawyer Arnold is off to the side here, so it's good to see him in the game. Can't see who's on the other side. I assume Andy Jones.
CJ.
Or CJ. That's the 1 and 11 thing I have a problem with.
All right, looks like we had a procedure violation there, so Max is going to bring it in for Oceanside.
All right, yeah, I don't know if he gets credit on the stat book for that, but that makes him 4 for 4. Max is going off. Liam Rosebach at the top. Jackson Hyman checks in. He's at the top of the key. Top of the key. Listen to me. It's my basketball reference. March Madness is coming up, folks. All right, Carter Gregory off to the left side of the net. Back to Liam Rosebach. Out up top to Jackson Hyman. And there's A.J. checking in the game. A.J. Zarzaki goes in, makes the dodge, bowls over a defender, dishes it off behind the net. Brody couldn't handle the pass. Carter was right out front for the dish, and boom. It's a 4-0 game.
Sometimes that drop ball just makes the defenders lock their feet up a little bit, and I think that's what happened there. Brody dropped that pass. Carter used the opportunity to get a little loose, and boom, he's in front of the net, wide open.
This is something. This is some kind of start for the Land Sharks. We got 4 straight face-offs. We got 4 straight face-off wins, 4 straight possessions, and here comes that line again. Sawyer Arnold out here closest to us on what would be the stands here. Great little facility they have here. It's kind of tucked away from this Hilton Head property is magnificent.
Yeah, very big school, and it looks like, I mean, just every sport kind of has their own thing going on back here.
Yeah, every sport has their own
Real
thing.
Nice.
Yeah, the girls were out here. This is, my understanding, a lacrosse-only field. All right, Big Max Pearsall. He comes away with it again. That's 5 for 5 for Max tonight on our possessions. He's looking at it. He's surveying, setting up the offense. Over to MJ over there. I almost said Kamikaze Costa. Here comes Liam Rosebach. The troops change. The face-off possession group changes, and we're going to change some players, so we're going to taxi for a little bit. For lacrosse terms, that's when we kind of pause for player changes. MJ cycles around, does the fake, takes a little lumber there. He's looking. He does the fake, and boom, hits the goaltender right in the chest, but a good take for him. He's looking for the penalty. He's got an opinion on it, but that's not – the referee's giving him no love there. I thought it was clean.
A little bit of late lumber in the chest won't hurt.
He'll be okay. Kamikaze Costa off to the side. Over to Liam Rosebach. Behind the net to – can't see who that is. Brody Hollingsworth's got it now. I don't know who the other guy was over there. I couldn't see. 21.
That's Flynn.
That's Finn Wagner. All right. I'm liking the blue jerseys with the white letters a lot better than what we had the other night, Chris. I can see a lot better.
Good for the old eyes.
Yes, good for the old eyes. All right, so we got something going on. Looks like it's going to be a change of possession. Looks like it's going to be Seahawks ball.
Yeah, I missed that call. Sorry, guys. We got 6:26 left here, and Seahawks are going to try and move it across the middle line.
That's number 5, Lucas Thibodeau. He's coming up. He launches it, and it comes down in the hands of 26, tall young man. And this is the first time we're going to see the Seahawks offense in action. They've been playing a lot of defense. So they're going to take it cycled around. The Land Sharks are boxed up down low. So it looks like we got CJ. It looks like we got the turnover. Hayden's going to run the clear.
Thomas with the turnover ground ball there, and double sevens bringing it up.
Yeah, he's content to bring it up. Over to Peanut. We haven't called his name. Haven't said much about the defense tonight. All right, Thomas has a little bit of a fumble there, but it's going to be okay. Clears it up to Kamikaze Costa. He gets in for the touch, and everybody's going to settle down for a second here. So Costa in the middle. We're going to let Nathan get back on side. Cookie's going to get back on side. He's going to come out, and AJ's going to check in, and now they're going to set up the offense. Jackson Hyman, Costa, AJ, Carter, Brody behind the net.
MJ.
And MJ's out there. Okay, so that's our 6. All right, and the Land Sharks are going to wind it up and start again. Okay. Carter Gregory behind the net. Getting challenged, beats his man, brings it out front, makes the pass to Jackson Hyman, takes a bouncing shot, and launches it over the goal off the bounce.
I like Jackson taking the bounce shot there. I know he likes to shoot high. He's got a good rip, but those bouncers, they always catch the goalie off guard.
Agreed, and they got this goalie wondering a little bit, so we're feeling pretty good about what shots they're going to take. AJ's going to set it up again. He looks over, quick glance over to Jack for the play. Jackson Hyman has the ball, flips it back to AJ. They run that little reverse. Love it when they do that. AJ swings out to the left side of the net. Jack's calling the play. AJ makes the dodge. He's looking, takes a shot in the back, dishes it off, and Jackson buries it into the twine for a 5-0 run. All right, 4:29 to play in the first quarter.
Good on Jackson taking that shot quick. I think if he would have hesitated a bit more, he would have had a guy in on his hands. Good for AJ coming across there with his eyes up. I know sometimes you're so focused on looking down at goal, he had his eyes up and saw Jackson wide open over there.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And once again, 2 very intense practices. I'm not sure what Gavin told you, but I got the report that it was 2 very intense practices on Tuesday and Wednesday in preparation for today, and a film session this morning.
Yeah, I think the coaches needed to do that again. I mean, we come out of Porter-Gaud with a win on Monday, but to me, I just don't quite think it was the win that these boys wanted. I mean, obviously you're going to take it. It's a W. But,
that's right.
But I think the coaches wanted to send a message that, hey, we're coming out here to play. We're going to play hard, and let's do it.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing the results here against again, this is a very good Hilton Head team, so we're going to feel good about this. Max wins another one. Carter backs up. He's looking, and boom, beautiful. MJ does an underhander, and it's a 6-0 landslide here early in the game. 4:21 to play in the first quarter, and the Land Sharks are up 6-0.
You know, Tony, we didn't see this on Monday. I just feel like guys, again, I was saying this related to AJ, guys are playing with their heads up. I feel like Monday we were just kind of a little bit lazy, just kind of looking to move the ball around, and we talked earlier about purpose. It looks like today they're moving the ball with some purpose, and it's good to see.
Agree 100%. And the other thing about that Monday night game, first of all, it was a Monday night, right? A long weekend, but I got to believe there was still some hangover. I talked to AJ a little bit about it, and he gave me no way to go there. But I talked to him a little bit about it, and I'm saying, look, I mean, there's a little hangover because that Friday night game against Bowles coming up from Jacksonville, a nationally ranked team, and it was a game they really wanted. I think they were still a little down in the mouth about that, and maybe that's why they came out so flat on Monday.
I mean, you've got to expect you're going to be a little beat up when you're playing the number 3 team in the country, according to Max Preps at least.
Yeah, I mean,
and I mean, believe me, they looked it too. So good to see the boys coming out here with some energy.
Yeah, they're coming out here. Okay, so we're back underway. Land Sharks win another possession, so we're undefeated on the faceoff dot tonight. Back behind the net to Brody Hollingsworth. Outside to Finn Wagner. Finn's looking. Swings it up top to Liam Rosebach. Over to Costa on the left side here. Land Sharks are cycling. They're setting it up. Carter's moving to the back. Costa makes the dodge. Can't seem to draw the double team. Dumps it off to Liam Rosebach. Liam takes a nice little rip down low, roller. Goes wide left of the net. It's going to be Land Sharks' ball. Carter Gregory's going to bring it in from behind the net in the alley.
Real happy to see Liam shooting. He seemed to be a little hesitant the other night. He's let a couple rip already tonight, and they've been pretty good quality shots.
That's exactly right. Up top to Liam Rosebach again. Over to Finn Wagner. I want to see a little more out of Finn. I know that kid's got a mountain of potential. Great family, great lacrosse family. His brother Chase Wagner played here at Oceanside. Was a great player. So the whole Wagner family very happy. That we have another generation of them. Costa makes the dodge, dumps it inside. MJ couldn't handle it and took some lumber, and he's going to get the flag for it.
Yeah, tough pass there. Costa was kind of running away, and the ball just got behind MJ. But looks like the refs are going to give us a hand here, and we're going to keep the possession.
Yep, he draws the penalty. So that's, again, number 9, MJ Zanonin. He comes over from Wando. I mean, a player that everybody loved. I think, when you talk about how the teams change with admissions in and out, MJ was one of the ones the boys were really happy. Again, these boys are all local. They all know each other and play in the club level together. And they were thrilled to have MJ here.
Yeah, there was a lot of excitement about that. And, once you've seen them play a couple scrimmages and then some of these first games, it's easy to see why.
Incredibly talented. All right, Costa bulls his way through.
Oh, takes one in the head.
Takes one in the helmet. No call. Oh, there's the flag. Late flag on the helmet contact, I assume.
Yeah, ref's going to let him play.
Ref's going to let him play on. It's going to be a delayed penalty. Brody Hollingsworth behind the net. Out to Carter Gregory. Up top to Costa. Over to Liam Rosebach. Finn Wagner's waiting over there, the lefty. Finn rolls it behind the net. The Land Sharks are going to be very content to take their time here. Finn works. Gets a good rip. Good save by the goaltender. And that's going to be the possession. They're going to blow it dead, and we're going to be man up. So here we are, 6-0 with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter, and we're going to get our first man up of the night, and we'll see what our power play looks like.
It's going to be a 1 minute. And I think we're going to see a lot of the same. I mean, the boys have been moving the ball around pretty much at will tonight. So now on the man up, I would expect it would just be a little bit easier for them to get the ball around and hopefully get a shorty matchup and an open shot.
Yep, and I think, with this kind of, the chore for the Land Sharks here, and I can almost imagine what's going to be said in between periods after this 2 minutes burns off. I'll get back to that in a second. We're back to the action. MJ's got it. Up top to Costa. That little flip. Oh, MJ couldn't handle it, but he's going to be okay. He's going to maintain the possession. With man down, he's not going to get defensive pressure. Over to Liam Rosebach. Makes the flip. No, the flip didn't work. Behind to Brody. Out to Carter. Inside to Max. And a great save by number 33, the goaltender Tyler Bennett, the senior.
Goalie stood his ground, just let his body do the work there, and Jackson just didn't get it away from the body enough to one of the corners of the goal.
Yeah, so he's settling in very nicely. The goalie's, after being a little banged up here early, we got a break by number 13. That's going to be Ernest Friday. All right. And it looks like it's going to be Seahawks ball. One goes out of bounds to the right of the net.
I think that was Brady Saba with that shot on goal. And Hayden gave it an attempt to chase it down in the back, but Hilton Head defender beat him to it.
All right. And so Hilton Head's going to run it. Little flip there, turnover. CJ's all over it. CJ gets the possession. He's running it down the field. Little stumble there. He's trying to get in the restraining box. Got to get a touch. Boom, we got the touch. Carter gets it down behind to Brody Hollingsworth. Back up top to Carter Gregory. And AJ and the boys are going to run the offense. AJ's waiting for the change here. Here comes Finn Wagner, the lefty, coming onto the field, getting ready to run it again.
Got about 38 seconds left here. You'd have to think Oceanside's looking for a last shot.
I would think so. AJ, Carter, Brody, over, around, swinging around to Finn Wagner, up top. Over to Liam, back to AJ. AJ's going to look for the dodge, makes the dodge to his right. He's looking, dishes back to MJ. Couldn't quite handle it. It was a low pass from AJ. They're going to cycle around. They're moving the ball well. Couple little bobbles here and there, but, for the amount of passes they're doing, you got to expect that. Inside, couldn't quite handle it. Finn Wagner was right there, took a shot. All right. Heavy pressure on the ride.
That's time.
That's time. And that's going to be the quarter. Well, to say that was the most productive quarter of lacrosse we've seen this year would be an understatement, Chris. The boys are obviously, again, we've talked about it. They're coming out. They're playing hard. They got a lot to feel good about now. In the interim here between the periods, you got to think that. Let's pause for 1 second here, Chris. Make sure, Angie, you good over there? Okay. All right. Well, we got a little bit of camera, yeah, we're having a little camera rotation, technical problem, folks. So sorry about that.
Little
pause
stickiness.
There. Little stickiness in the camera.
I think if you're Coach Tom, Coach Jack, Coach Clark, Coach Alex over there, I think one thing you're pointing out is, hey, guys, we're undefeated at the face-off dot here, and you got to be pretty excited about that because possession's an important aspect of this game.
No. It's hitting that. You can't do anything about that. Sorry, folks. We're working on it. You just push it through it. So, yeah, it's just – there you go. Sorry about that.
Everybody.
Yeah, sorry, everybody. We don't have our normal producer, Dion, here. Chris is doing double duty, and I'm trying to offer some technical assistance to Angie and failing miserably at it. But I think we're going to get through it.
Yeah,
so this –
it'll be fine. I just want to make sure we don't I don't want to break any cords.
You're fine. All right, so back to the action, folks. There's doing the traditional in-between period stick checks to see about how legal the sticks are. It looks like we just got a penalty on a bad piece of equipment over there, and that's going to be an unreleasable penalty for what we would call an illegal stick. Looks like Max Pearsall, so that's not good. So the teams are going to take the field. Yeah, that's Max kneeling down. Max Pearsall is going to get called for an illegal stick, and that has to do with the depth of the basket on the stick. There's the ball can't be past a certain point, so they're going to make some technical adjustments to that stick, tie a few things up, and he'll be back in action. But that is an unreleasable penalty. So we're going to start the second quarter here. They're getting ready to blow it in, so there'll be no face-off because of the penalty. They're going to get a free into the zone. Brady Saba is going to work it up top. Him and the referee are having some discussion about where he's going to start. Brady's going to take every step he can. Love that kid. All right, Brady swings it over. The Seahawks are going to start their offense here, and they're going to start man up on it. So they're cycling the ball around. And again, we're going to do numbers because I don't have all the names. I do have a lineup card, but I'm not going to be quick enough with it. We're going to work on that. So 26 has it up top, swings it over to 21. Brady Saba, him I know. All right, over to number 5. He cycles it back behind the net. Back out to number 12. He cycles it up to 26. He looked for a second at the shot. The Land Sharks man-down defense is very tough. All right, we're very good on the penalty kill. Hayden eats up that shot. That was a good shot at the far pole. And Hayden just wasn't having it. So we're going to run the clear. He gets it over here. Oh, Andy Jones had a little trouble handling it, but he's good. He's still in bounds. He gets it up to A.J. A.J.'s got the wheels turning. He's going to get it in the zone for the touch. He's going to back out into the alley under pressure from 27. Remember, we're still man down. Okay? MJ behind the net. Over to Brody Hollingsworth. Over to Jackson Hyman's over there. We're going to pause. Remember, we're just trying to kill the penalty here. Kill it off, cycle the ball around, tick, 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 eat the time up. Carter Gregory back over to A.J. Zarzaka.
Yeah, Oceanside will be content just wait until someone comes out and then moving the ball along.
Oh, that was Liam Rosebach kneeling down.
Oh, it was.
I saw the 6, and I thought the frame was a little small to be Big Max, but he's kind of crouched down there. So,
well, our goalie got his first test tonight. He answered the bell. Good to see down there. Sometimes it's tough as a goalie when you're just kind of standing there, and then all of a sudden you're called on for a split-second reflex, but he did nicely.
Yep. AJ on the run over to the near side here. MJ's in a box over on the corner. Outlets to AJ back up top. Back to Jackson Hyman up top. Jackson looking under heavy pressure from number 7 there. That's Laird Kennedy. He's one of their big stud poles. Laird Kennedy, I believe, leads this team in takeaways. And he's a 6'1", 200-pound senior. He's got 17 takeaways this year, Chris.
Yeah, it's easy to see why. You put a 6-foot stick in his hand with those long arms and legs, and he's got a big reach.
Yeah, and we're going to get a stoppage on the shot. Or are they calling it a pass? No, it looks like MJ's going to bring it in. No, that's going to be Seahawk ball.
I think they beat us to the line back there.
They might have either beat us to the line or they're calling it a pass, one or the other. But either way, it's going to be Seahawk ball coming this way.
That doesn't make Coach happy.
No, that does not make Coach. So Wyatt Norman comes out with the ball. He dishes it off to the goaltender. Back over to number 7. That's going to be Laird Kennedy, the big defender. Back to the goaltender.
Aggressive ride there.
Yeah, aggressive ride, and Kamikaze Costa comes up with it on the press. He's going to run it in. He's going to grab the touch. He's going to dish it off to Carter Gregory. Carter behind the net to MJ. There's somebody walking by there. We're on the side of the field between the bleachers. The way this field is, the players are on one side. You can see the woods. So all the bleachers to our left and our right here of the production operation. AJ's going to drive it in. He makes the dodge, draws the double team off to Liam Rosebach, and he saw it the whole way, Chris. And, once again, great to see Liam pulling the trigger on that. And he just drilled it. AJ drew the double team, and Liam just buried it.
I think the reason that shot looked so good there, Liam decided to go up over the top instead of out to his side. The defender, I think, was playing the sidearm shot, and Liam basically shot right over his stick. So well done, good shot.
Fantastic. All right, so we are sitting with 8:43 left to play in the second quarter. We're at 7-0. Land Shark tilt. Who's taking this faceoff? That's Big Max Pearsall out there, right?
Again.
All right, so Max is out there. Max is undefeated on faceoffs tonight. We'll see if he can keep that trend going. We've got CJ here on our side. Big Nathan Cook, all 6'3" of them. Puts the ball on the ground. All right, he's going to follow up with a check. He's not going to give up on it. Nathan's trying to track him down. That's number 27. That's Jack Fielding for their team.
Hilton Head needs to be thinking about a touch here.
Hilton Head gets in the box. That's number 5. Number 5, Lucas Thibodeau with it. He outlets at the 13. Is Ernest Friday again. Back behind the net to number 12, Jackson Olander. Again, sorry for the pronunciations, folks. I think I'm pretty close. All right, back up top to Ernest Friday. He's going to drive it in. Nothing doing there. Max Pearsall's got him covered. Heavy pressure coming in. Andy Jones puts it on. Nathan Cook's over there with the short stick. Puts it on him. That's going to be number 28 behind the net. No, I don't have a 28 on my lineup sheet. All right, they're working inside, Hayden's not having it. There was 3 Land Shark defenders there. And we're going to run the outlet. Thomas Huffines coming up the field with it. Back to Hayden. Hayden's looking, swings it up to Carter. Carter gets the wheels turning. We're across midfield. He's going to have to get a touch. Boom, he's in the box. That's good. And the Land Sharks will set up the offense again.
I don't think Oceanside really has a reason to change the game plan at this point. It's been working so well, so I think we're going to see more of the same. Taxi the ball around here, be patient, wait for the open man.
Yep, I think you're exactly right. I think their goal here is going to be to play mistake-free, and I think you're going to see, if it continues this trend, I think you're going to see the direction from the coaches is let's make a statement here. All right, Jackson Hyman has it batted down. Great defense in front. Wide of the net. The goaltender, I think, got a piece of that and swept it aside. It's going to be Land Sharks ball. Brody Hollingsworth brings it in. Out to AJ on the player's side. Up to Jackson Hyman up top. Over to 21. Over to Finn Wagner. 21. Over to Finn Wagner. Back to Brody. Back to Finn. Finn took a look for a minute. He took a peek. AJ's got it. He looks at it. He turns and makes a rip. I like the bounce shot. He's going to be frustrated with that. I know he will be. That's a good take by AJ, and that was one of his frustration. He felt like he got a few shots on goal Monday night, and he didn't like any of them.
It's tough when you run into a goalie that played like Porter's goalie did, and you're not liking the quality shots you're putting on him. It made for a kind of a bad combination.
Well, that's right. And Porter's goalie had a night. I spoke to a couple Porter players after the game. Big John Cooper, our boy. I spoke to Big John after the game and Mac, and he said they haven't seen the goalie play like that yet this year.
Yeah, he really answered the bell that night, and hopefully that'll continue for him.
All right, I hope so, because that kid, he played real well. Big boy, covers a lot of the net. All right, there's a flag on the field. It's going to be Land Shark ball, or no, it's going to be Seahawk ball. And I want to say that my son is going to get tagged for holding, and I think he's going to take a knee. So Gagoots, as I affectionately refer to him, is going to sit in the sin bin for a few minutes, or at least a minute.
Well, he'll enjoy the rest over there.
He'll enjoy the rest. Jack Kelly comes over and sure gave him some constructive discussion. There he goes. He's talking to him, coaching him up. All right, Seahawks.
6-minute mark here.
6-minute mark. Seahawks are going to bring it up. That's number 5, Lucas Thibodeau. Takes a shot on Hayden. Hayden's not having it. I like it. Hayden's going to swing behind the net, and they're going to look to kill this penalty off. They're going to take their time. Peanut puts the ball on the ground, can't take the dish, but he comes back up with it because all he does is hustle. He's hoofing it down the field with a long pole. He's going to take the shot. Okay? Now, that's fun to watch, but the coaches aren't going to like it because it doesn't kill the penalty.
I'm thinking he may get an earful at half, but that's okay.
Yeah,
every poll wants that goal.
Every poll wants that goal. He had the shot, and he's going to say he took it, and they're going to be okay with that. It doesn't help the cause of the penalty, but up 7-0 with 5:24 to play. What are you going to do?
It definitely would have been worse if we didn't have it backed up.
Agreed.
Luckily, we had it backed up.
Agreed. So we maintain possession. Clock's running. Penalties getting killed. Costa's up top. Swings it over to Carter Gregory. Carter Gregory's working his way around, swings it back up to Costa. He's got Finn Wagner over here. I got to think that's going to be the next move. Finn's moving around, trying to get open. Costa's taking some heavy lumber. He drew the double team and beat it. Why he wasn't going to the net, I'm not quite sure, but he gets it up to Finn Wagner. The penalty's expired.
Yeah, we were just short a guy, so beating the double team, while it was good, it didn't really help us.
Doesn't really help us. Liam Rosebach back to Costa. Everybody's back to set up. Costa's driving in. He draws a little bit of the slide. Wasn't a whole slide. Over to Brody Hollingsworth. Brody takes some lumber from 22.
Thompson May.
Is Thompson May. And that was
big 6'4" boy. He's going to
yes.
Sure that's not the last we'll be calling his number this game.
6'4", 230 against Brody Hollingsworth.
Yeah. I think that's a mismatch.
That's
right?
a little bit of a mismatch, but it's all good.
And Brody doesn't back down.
No, Brody's another one. He's tough as a truck stop steak, and he is, he has no idea what his size actually is. All right, Seahawks are driving. Looks like the big number 12, 21. Brady Saba's got it, and Brady's got that look in his eye that he's going to the cage and won't be stopped. He's got 2 Land Sharks, now 3.
We're familiar. We're familiar with that look.
We are very familiar with that look. He is just a wrecking ball when he's got it and he's headed to the cage. Haven't seen his mother Jada tonight. Normally she's not far away. All right, Carter Gregory across midfield. Land Sharks make a change. Everybody's on sides. That's always good. We struggle with that from time to time.
Yeah, I heard a rumor from the stands the other night that there were a few that we didn't get called on, too. So hopefully that's another point of emphasis in practice this week.
Yeah, I think managing the box is important here, and that was an exercise. Okay, Brody Hollingsworth out to Jackson, up top to A.J. He's in the circle, almost to midfield, halfway between the restraining box midfield. Goes in. He's directing traffic. Jack Kelly's barking out a new play. He didn't like the one he had called against this defense. A.J. makes the dodge. Dishes it off. It's a little low for Brody. Couldn't handle it. Land Sharks are going to turn it over. AJ's going to want that one back.
Let's see if we stay with this aggressive ride we've been doing here, try and generate a turnover.
All right. Seahawks are going to inbound the ball. Can't see that. That's number 13. That's Ernest Friday again. Over to their big defender, Laird Kennedy. They're gonna bring the ball up. We're riding hard. MJ's down there giving them the business. Goaltender's got it. Tick, tick. They got to get across the midfield line. He's got nowhere to go with it. That pass gets batted down. Thomas Huffines, who's just been a loose ball vacuum all year long, he gets it up to Jackson Hyman. Over to MJ. MJ had it, and all he saw was dollar bills entwined, and their big goalie, Tyler Bennett, answered the call. He had that side of the net covered. The shot was a little bit wide, but Kennedy was
just wide to that left side. He kept it low too, but goalie was quick and backed up that goal. So we got a turnover here.
Yeah, absolutely. Seahawks goalie Bennett, he was all over it. Okay, they're going to bring it over here. Big number 22, Thompson May is their big senior one of their senior defenders. 6'4". He's running the field. He's got Andy Jones giving him a hard time there on the ride. They're backing it up, and they're going to whistle it.
Yep, we're going to have an over and back there.
Yeah, we're going to have an over and back. It was a late call. Sort of knew it was coming. It's going to be Land Sharks' ball. MJ's got it at the top. The ball's live. Players are still changing and getting organized on both sides. Costa's got it. Glances over to the bench, gets the call. He goes in. He's driving. Dishes it off to Carter's up top, not in his normal place behind the net in his office. So he's rotating around. He takes a big rip and catches it inside the right-hand pole of the goalie. And I'm sure that Bennett thought that he had that side of the cage covered, but Carter Gregory can just put it anywhere he wants. It's almost unfair.
Yeah, it's like putting a needle in a piece of fabric there. I mean, the way he knitted it inside that pole, pretty amazing.
Yeah, right on and waist high.
Yeah, and just fading away and with pressure too. Great shot. Don't expect anything less from Carter.
Right, and Carter, again, just like a lot of the other players, was unhappy with the performance on Monday night. This is a bit of a redemption game, and again, they're just coming out. The Land Sharks are firing on all cylinders, and the field's just been tilted most of the night. It's 8-0 with 1:48 left to play in the half. The game's going by fast. There's only been 2 penalties, one on each side. Well, 3 penalties. All right. Thomas Huffines has got it. Back to Hayden Daniels, the goaltender. Goaltender's going to run it out. He does a fake to Thomas. He gets it up to Carter Gregory at midfield. Carter's going to run it in. He's across the half line. He's going to dip it off to Liam Rosebach. A little pass there.
And we got a timeout here by Oceanside.
And Oceanside's going to take a timeout. So while we have the timeout, let's thank a couple sponsors. We'll take a little break from the action. Angie, how we doing over there? Everything's good? Nothing but smiles. We'll deal with a couple of technical issues at the halftime here coming up. All right, so our Great White sponsors, we're got Thomas Construction, excuse me, Thomas Construction, Coastal Millwork, Bowline, Longshore Boats, Fast Trans Transportation, or Fast Trans Logistics, and some plumbing company called Ben Franklin Plumbing. So thank you to those Great White sponsors. Our Hammerhead sponsors are Popped Popcorn. I hear that's very good. I believe the Gregory's had a bag of that on their way down here. Saltwater Rides, Shoreline Custom Homes, and Sweetgrass Pools, which ironically just moved into the space next door to Ben Franklin Plumbing. So they're our neighbors, and if you're listening tonight, thank you very much. And knock on our door and say hello. We also get booster support from High Tide Orthodontics, the Rosebach family, Liam's parents and his entire family, the Heineman family, And while we're on the Hyman family, let's thank Melissa Hyman and Mark Hyman, who Mark is holds one of our offices. I believe he's the treasurer of our lacrosse booster club. So we appreciate him. And Melissa, along with Marina Harrison, Chris, your wife, they make sure these sharks get fed week in and week out. Game after game, the boys always have something to eat. Of course, Angie Gregory runs the booster club and does a fantastic job of it. I hold an office there, but it's really just I'm just a figurehead. Angie runs the show.
They're just trying to make you feel better.
Yeah. No, it's nice. It's nice. All right, timeout is over. 1:26 to play in the first half here, and it's been a great half. I'm sure the message during that break, Chris, was, let's not have anything goofy happen before the end of the half.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to. What was it? Fourth quarter on Monday night, we were saying how Hayden had a shutout, and they come up and hang two on us real quick. I mean, you just, you don't want to take the foot off the gas here.
No. So you got Liam Rosebach. We're back to action. Brody over to Carter. Carter's in his traditional place behind the net. AJ coming in from the side, makes the dodge, looking for an out, draws the slide, flips to Jackson Hyman. Hyman, the Land Sharks they're running hard. This offense is running very fast. AJ makes the dodge. He's looking for it, comes around. Goalie got his foot on it, and AJ's going to be frustrated with that, but I think it was a good shot.
Beautiful shot. Goalie played hacky sack there.
Yeah, he came around, and the goaltender, Bennett, was just absolutely up to the task again. He's been taking a lot of fire tonight, and, he's very, very solid right there. Over to Liam Rosebach. Ball's inbound. Clock's running, 39 seconds to go. Over to Carter Gregory. Gregory swings it over to Brody Hollingsworth. AJ's lurking in the middle. Brody's looking for a place to go with it. AJ takes the outlet pass. He takes a little lumber to the back there. By 13, takes another net, and AJ buries it in the net and loses his stick in the process.
I think AJ told himself, I'm shooting this ball.
Yeah, I think, I don't have a kamikaze name. We just call him Gagoots.
Gagoots.
And Gagoots was headed for the cage. And after 3 failed attempts with good rips, he was burying that one in the twine. So congratulations to him for lighting the lamp. And the Land Sharks are up 9-0 with 24 seconds to play in the first half. And I think that is executing. He's getting a little love over there from Jack, a little pat on the helmet. Way to stick with it.
I think you made a good point, Tony. A lot of speed seemed to be on that series there. So coaches are obviously saying, look, boys, let's keep it up. We're not shutting things down just because we have a 9-0 lead.
Right. Logan Hamilton checks into the game at the wing here. One of our Land Sharks state champion football players that came over from the football team, playing lacrosse for the first time and contributing. He's great for loose balls. He's very, very fast. And he'll continue to contribute more. Heavy pressure by Brady Saba, and he forces the turnover down in the corner there. That's the Brady Saba that we know, that we love, that just works and works and works and won't stop. Boy. And boom, the inbound pass gets to number 12. That's Jackson Olander, and he buries it in the net. He beats Hayden, and they just got outworked there, Chris.
I mean, Saba made the hard part of that look easy. He threw just rope across the field. I don't think the shooter had to move his cross. It was right there next to his head waiting for it.
No, Orlander was right there. He was where he needed to be in front of the net, and somewhere the defense had kind of abandoned. He ended up one-on-one, and it was a bing-bang-boom shot. But you can't say enough about Brady Saba. And, again, for those watching at home, we know this kid. We love him. He plays on our Sweet Lax Loggerheads team. He plays on our Sweet Lax Carolina All-Star team nationally. And he'll outwork you. He's a physical wrecking ball.
That's going to be the end of the second.
All right. Well, that was a fairly quick half of lacrosse. 9-1 Land Sharks. So the score is tilted. They'll put 10 minutes up on the clock and start counting down the half. I think we've talked about just about everything we need to talk about for the Land Sharks. They're going to want to keep it up. The Seahawks are not going to go away. That's a proud program. Coached by Andrew Pernice Jr., assistant coach Richard Thomas. And again, they think they got something to prove here. Again, after the couple of big guns that they played, Richmond Hill they lost by a point, Benedictine they lost by 2 points. So they're going to go to the corner and take stock. Our guys are going to feel pretty good about themselves, and the message you got to believe is going to be don't let up.
Yeah, I agree, Tony. I think while it is a little bit of a backbreaker that they got that score there with 4 seconds left in the second. I mean, they're still up 9-1. They're still playing a great game. And, I think the thing is to come out with energy in the second here.
Agreed. So we're going to take a break, folks at home. Going to drink a water. We're going to deal with Angie's technical issue over here with the handlebars on the camera setup. Make a quick call to Dion. Make sure we're not going to break anything. And then we'll be back here in about 8 minutes.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Sorry I decided to play a real great hype video that apparently was missing the hype portion. But it's a great video nonetheless, and I'll figure out next time how to make sure we have the sound behind that.
Yeah, once again, we are unsupervised without Neon Dion Welsh to coach us here. He's our normal production crew. Chris, you have done an outstanding job. First of all, with our 3 or 4 miracles that had to happen for us to folks. He put this whole thing together with and didn't take one note at the last game. I was expecting him to write some things down, but Chris Harrison needs no notes, and he put it together like a pro. Dion texted us a couple times. He's proud of us. So if our only technical complication is a little bit of the linkage getting hung up on the camera and you can't make the sound work for the hype video, we're going to be fine.
We're fine.
We're fine, and we're up 9-1.
Yeah, we'll take that, right?
Yeah,
That's better than any hype video or bumpy camera we can have.
Yeah, so we are all good. It's going to be 18 seconds. Teams are huddled up, and we're going to get ready to, coming out of the half here. Once again, I'm sure the message from Coach Tom Harris, Jack Kelly, Alex Rode, Clark Seaton was, look, guys, stay fast. Don't let up. We have some very tough games ahead of us. All of our region games are ahead of us. We played those couple of national powers early. We had a sloppy game against Porter Gow that we came out with a win, so we'll be happy with it. They came down here to make a statement. They jumped out to a 9-0 lead in the first half. Seahawks are not going to go away. It's a proud program, and there's some very good players on this team, and they're going to come hard. I was just talking to one of the parents, and they're she knows her boy. They're not going to be happy. So players are going to take the field.
Yeah, Tony, I think the trouble is you get up in a game like this and, you take the foot off the gas a little bit, but sometimes that results in laziness and sloppiness, and that's what we don't want to see.
That's exactly right. So starters are all back out there. We did have some relief players come in, some bench players. We've got guys that can contribute here. Again, we got to we saw a little bit of Logan Hamilton at the end of the half there, giving some of the starters a breather. But we've got Big Max Pearsall. He's got one great night going on the face-off dot. So again, against a kid that's got a 722 percentage. Looks like they got number 10 out there. This fella Zach Richards. So they're going with a different Fogo. We've got AJ on the wing, CJ on the other wing. Of course, the Land Sharks defender, Andy Jones, Peanut, and Thomas Huffines, the ground ball vacuum, and Hayden Daniels in net. AJ comes in. Max lost his first face-off of the night. AJ gives the guy a shoulder, no call. And Seahawks got a possession right out of the gate here, and we knew they'd come out strong. I knew they're not going to go away. So that's 26. Jacob Martin, who's a big gun for them. Plays a couple of different positions. He's still got it. He's working hard. He's double teamed. He draws a double team. Andy Jones picks his pocket. Andy goes through back to Hayden Daniels. He's going to set up the clear all the way over across the field. And, this is the kind of sloppy stuff. We've seen a couple balls hit the ground here, Chris. Thomas Huffines over to Peanut playing LSM. He's going to run the field. He gets the touch, and now he's going to look to cycle it back. He's going to come back on sides. Nathan Cook's going to come off the field, and they're going to set up the offense here. Jackson Hyman checks in. Brody Hollingsworth behind the net. Dishes it off to MJ. Back to Brody. Up to Carter here on the side. Over to Liam. AJ checks into the game, and that's your signal that the offense is getting ready to run. Here he goes. He makes the dodge. He's looking. Dishes it inside to Carter, and he had the give and go there and just couldn't make it connect. So they're going to run it again.
MJ
Jackson
vacuuming that ball up, getting it back out quick, and here we go, getting the ball around. Hardly missing a beat. They recover from the mistake. There was a time where they would kind of lament that, and they'd have a letdown, but not tonight. AJ looking inside. He's got Brody Hollingsworth over to Carter. Carter makes a quick move, and the goaltender, Bennett, is right there for it, scoops it up, and the Seahawk faithful here respond in kind. Yeah, Bennett had a good window on Carter there as far as seeing that shot and made pretty easy work of it.
Yeah, here comes the ride. They're pressing. Carter presses. AJ's got it. Come on. He had a chance at it. MJ vacuums up another ground ball, swings it over to Carter on the give and go, and wow,
Beautiful.
Jackson Hyman, I'm not sure that qualifies as a BTB, but it was certainly a little lasso move above the head and then bang into the twine.
Just beautiful. That nice little fake, just enough to get the goalie moving his stick, and great finish by Oceanside there. Way to make that extra pass to the wide open guy.
Yeah, no. So once again, they respond. They lost the opening face-off, which was the first face-off loss. You got it. I mean, look, it's hard to go undefeated here. Again, it's a little change in the face-off personnel for the Seahawks. Seahawks came out firing. Landsharks get the turnover, run it down the field, make a couple little bobbles there, and then just it ends up the same way. Jackson Hyman at the face-off circle wins it back. CJ gobbles it up, bobbles the ball, and it's going to be Seahawk possession. Their guy, number 5, Lucas Thibodeau, he's fast. He's going to run in. He gets the touch. Landsharks are going to set up the defense. CJ's over there. 27 at the top of there. Into number 12. He's in traffic. Ball's on the ground. Hayden Daniels scoops it up.
Yeah, Seahawks are moving with a little bit of pace here. Obviously, with a 9-goal deficit, they're trying to get some points on the board quick. They had a cutter in the middle and tried to get the ball into him. It was just too busy in there. That's
it. Hayden Daniels going to come up. Looks like Costa coming into the game. Kamikaze Costa rings it up, goes to Liam. Liam dumps it over to
Finn
Wagner. It's far and dark over in that corner. Costa at the top, takes some lumber. There's going to be a penalty coming up, delayed penalty. It's going to be contact to the helmet there, Chris. Costa took it, so now they're going to have the delayed penalty. So, as soon as the Seahawks touch it, they're going to blow it dead, and we're going to go man up. So the Landsharks are going to have a possession here. They can do almost anything they want. Kamikaze Costa. He's going to draw another flag. He was seeing dollar bills. He takes a big shot in front of the net. So there's 2 flags.
Costa the magnet for penalties tonight.
Yeah, no, he can draw them. MJ drew 1. Costa got 2 tonight.
I mean, that's what happens when you're aggressive going to goal. You force defenders to step up and play you, and you hope they make a mistake, and that's what we saw there.
Yeah, and look, the size of this defense from the Seahawks here. There's going to be some physical things inside that the Landsharks are going to have to deal with. I mean, very rarely do we outsize a team, and the streak continues here. These big guys.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. We've been going inside tonight a little bit more than I thought we would against these bigger guys. But obviously coaches are seeing some opportunity in there, and they keep going back to that well.
Yeah, and just a quick note on Costa. I mean, everybody laughs when I say Kamikaze Costa. Again, we know this kid very, very well. His family's fantastic. He is one of the emotional spark plugs of this team. When I did the one day we didn't telecast against Bowles, I ended up on clock duty. So I was standing in the box between the players' benches, and Costa just never lets up. He is always cheering and getting that team fired up. So we're back underway. Costa's at the top. Over to MJ. Over to Carter. Back to Brody. Out to Carter. Up top to Costa. Over to Liam. I think that's Liam. That's not Finn. That's Liam. Okay. Around. Behind the net. Brody's got it. He feeds it inside to MJ, and they couldn't handle it. And big number 7, Laird Kennedy, their senior defender, comes up with it, and that's going to be a flag on MJ. Took it a little too far. That is, I think Tom Harris is going to have something to say to our boy MJ there. He went just a little too far with the out-of-bounds cross-check, and just like that, a two-man up is going to turn into a one-man up.
Yeah, I think a coach here, this is a good teaching moment, right? We've got 2 guys in the box for the Seahawks. One of them is unreleasable, and we take a penalty that really was pretty avoidable.
Yeah, pretty avoidable, absolutely.
But it's how we learn to play the game, and that's okay. So.
Yeah, and when you're up 10-1, that's what you're doing. You're trying to do things to make yourself better. That's going to, like you said, going to be a great teaching moment for the coaches. That's no need for that. If that happens against Lucy Beckham, it could cost us a game.
Sure. But you know what? You want to see your guys aggressive. We like the aggressiveness. We got to keep it controlled.
Right,
so.
Right. That's exactly right. All right, so the players are going to come out. Everybody's trying to get settled. Referees are having a caucus. I believe we call that a caucus.
Is that what that's called?
I think it's a caucus.
Is it a gaggle of referees?
Well, there's 2, so I think 2 is a caucus.
Okay.
And if the third one comes in, we can call it something else.
Okay.
All right. So The referees are having there's two again, so there's another caucus. The near side referee's talking to Brady, trying to figure out what to do. Brady's ready to go. He's not. He just wants to get to the cage. Brady Saba and that amazing mane of hair that young man has.
Not to mention those calves. Look at those calves.
God. Oh, dear God. To be young again.
Could break rocks with those things.
Youth is truly wasted on the young. All right, Brady Saba, full stride. He's headed behind. He's got Peanut, which those two play on the same team a lot. So, they're drilling against one another. Peanut knows every move Brady's got, and he's going to try and exploit that. There's going to be a stoppage of play here. What do you suppose the call is here?
So I'm trying to figure that out. We just had two other guys come out of the box. I don't know. Seems no harm, no foul here. So Seahawks are going to continue with their possession.
All right, Brady's going to bring it in from the alley. He's got Jacob Martin up top, which is the second leading scorer, I believe, on this team. So those two are pretty dangerous. Over to number 3. Back behind the net to Jackson Olander. Oh, clanks one off the post. Number 5, Lucas Thibodeau. He clanks one off the post, and Hayden gets the hustle. And he comes up with the possession, clears it over to Peanut, over to Andy Jones. Andy Jones is directing traffic. We got to get it across the half line. Costa grabs it at midfield, headed into the zone, gets the touch. Costa has that look. I thought he had that look in his eye again. All right, over to Brody Hollingsworth. They're going to settle it down. Carter Gregory up top. They're getting the personnel squared away. Here comes Liam. Liam Rosebach checks into the game. He's got Finn Wagner over there. He's going to head behind the net to MJ. MJ's out of the box. Finn Wagner over on the side. He's getting hassled over there. Finn beats his man, comes inside, draws it. Costa down the middle, and Costa gets a bouncer to roll in, and that brings us to 11-1, Chris.
Just beautiful. What a dish there by Finn. Again, head up the whole time. You know, if you look to the middle, Costa's one of those bodies that's going to be there, and he just finishes it great.
Yeah, he just, you mentioned it several times, and the boys are playing heads up, and they're playing fast.
It feels like Monday's game was 85%, and today we hit the play button all the way.
Yeah, I mean, they're feeling it. Like I said, they had a good 2 days of practice. They're going to have a little time off after this. We don't play again, I think, till next Wednesday, if my memory serves me right. And that's going to be AC Flores coming in. Our man Palmer Mood is coming into town. All right. Big Max Pearsall, he's just deadly on the faceoff dot. Over to Carter, over to Brody. Brody takes a drive wide right. I think Bennett got a piece of it, but I'm not certain. But either way, it was wide right. It's going to be Oceanside ball.
Real quick ball movement there. I think Brody needed another half step maybe just to have the right angle on it.
Just to get the angle on it. Okay, up to Jackson Hyman, over to Liam. AJ checks into the game. They're going to be ready to set the offense up again. I tell you, it's a pleasure to watch this offense when it's clicking. Jack Kelly's got to be thrilled tonight. He's got to really feel good about this. Brody Hollingsworth in the mismatch of 22s behind the net, both wearing 22. Here comes MJ, makes the cut, took a peek at it. Carter Gregory up top. He swings it back to Liam, I think that is, or Brody. Okay, up top to Liam, so that must have been Brody. Here's Carter Gregory, over to AJ. Jack's going to bark out the order. AJ makes the dodge. He beats his guy, draws the double team. MJ's wide open, and I don't know if he just didn't get enough on that or he got hit. But something affected that shot there, Chris. I can't see it. There's a drive in the corner, and it is going to be Oceanside ball.
Yeah, Oceanside ball.
Okay.
Jackson was down there in the corner scrapping with number 8, and ball ended up going out on number 8.
Big pass up to the top of the restraining box to AJ. We're back underway. MJ's in the alley. He's doing a shake and bake. Over to AJ. Inside to Liam, and he couldn't quite get it. And Bennett, the goaltender, scoops it up, and the Seahawks will run the clear.
Yeah, I think Liam got a little handcuff there. You kind of saw him bring those arms in real tight on the body. He just couldn't get that stick head on the ball.
All right, so they're going to try and clear it. Bennett kind of taking his time here. You got to have to get this ball across the half line. Carter comes, makes the turnover. Carter drives it inside and hits the open net.
Yeah.
What a play by Carter Gregory.
Yeah, the ride's been real good all night, and there again, I think that's our guys playing a different game tonight, not giving up. You see Carter just come out of nowhere, puts the check on that goalie, and easy shot and an open net.
Yeah, and we're gonna get a little critique on this for our broadcast tonight, Chris. It's coming. Dion's watching, and there's one thing we haven't done tonight, and it's because we don't need one more thing to do, and that's the replays. Okay.
So he sent me a text about the replays.
I'm not shocked at all.
And I think what we'll do is we'll plan to have those back in our broadcast next week.
I would think so. It's a home game. Dion's likely going to be there
right.
unless he's got a scheduling conflict.
And I'll do a little more practice until then.
All right. Well, that's great because God knows I can't do it. All right. Number 13 with the ball. That's Ernest Friday. He's trucking down the field. Long pole, looking in, makes the pass to 26 is going to be Jacob Martin with the pink shoes. Love those shoes.
As a parent, you got to love pink cleats, right?
You got to love pink cleats.
You know where your kid is all the time.
Yeah, you know where your kid is. It's not enough that he's one of the taller boys on the team. I mean, he's easily identifiable. Over to number 5, Lucas Thibodeau, and that's our number 5.
Thomas Huffine's always picking the ball up off the turf. That's just what he does.
That's right. Peanuts off to the right side of the net. Yeah, Logan Hamilton with the turnover there. Again, making his contribution, making his presence felt. Costa with an ill-advised pass, going to be a turnover. So the referee's going to spin the finger. And there's a lot going on over on the sideline there. Carter Gregory and AJ just really coming after it. Somebody got yard sailed, probably my son.
Nah, that was Finn.
No, it was Finn Wagner coughed up his stick.
I think a lot of this hurried play came from the fact that we were dealing with trying not to get a failure to advance there, kind of forced a bad pass, and then a couple of these scrums that happened afterwards.
Right. So everybody will take a breath.
Got 3:25 left in the third.
Lucas Thibodeau brings it upfield. He makes a couple moves. He's got MJ bearing down on him, man on from behind. Gets across the half line. CJ's got him covered with the long pole. He's on a long pole. Thibodeau spins. He still has the ball. Dishes it behind the net. That's going to be Jacob Martin back there. 26 for the Seahawks. All right, he's still moving. Andy Jones giving him the business. All right, around the net, number 23 there. That's Wyatt Norman for the Seahawks. Up top, can't get a look. Landsharks defense is in lockdown. Oh, and just got past Hayden.
There's the trickiness of the bounce shot, Tony, right? Hits that dirt, gets a little spin on it.
Yep.
Sneaks in up under that top crossbar.
Yep, and that's going to be 12-2. The Landsharks defense is going to talk about a little bit of breakdown there. Got an open shot. They were on his gloves. They let him breathe for a minute, and he buried it. And that's the kind of team this is. This is a talented Seahawks team. And the score would say we're dominating this team, but there's a talented team. And if you give them the opportunity – They're going to make the most of it. Now,
yes, something I was noticing there, Tony, I'm starting to see the Seahawks kind of collapse a little bit tighter in the middle. I saw Saba draw in there a little bit. He looked like he really was calling for the ball at one point. Maybe that's a strategy of theirs. They're going to try to play the game a little bit more inside.
Yeah, that sounds like Brady, that he's going to call for the ball.
And I'm shocked he hasn't been inside more tonight. I know from his time with us in Loggerheads, we love to set him up on the inside, but he's been more on the perimeter tonight.
Yep, that's exactly right. All right, AJ takes the half line, makes the move, gets past the defender, flips it back to Finn Wagner. All right, Finn the lefty. AJ's over on the far side of the field, swings it back to Brody Hollingsworth, up to Carter Gregory, slow pass. Everybody take a breath. Captain Costa, Kamikaze Costa at the top, over to AJ on the player's side. Swings it around to Finn Wagner. The lefty dishes it back to AJ. Costa at the top. Costa tries to make the dodge, looking for the double team. He took one step too far. He had the double team, and he needed the outlet pass, and he didn't quite get it. So it's going to be Landsharks ball behind the net. The thing dribbles. We got away with one there, Chris.
Yeah, 33, Tyler Bennett, the goalie. Just another great save there. He's I don't think the score is really representative of the job he's doing in there tonight.
Yeah, tough pass right there to Carter Gregory. We get away with another mistake. That's 2 on this possession that we got away with. Carter Gregory up top, swings it over to AJ. Landsharks need to take a breath, set it up. AJ swings it back to Carter up top. over here to Costa. Costa took one too many steps on that. He had the slide, and when the rule here is in our offense, when you get the slide, you dish it. Okay, if you draw the double team, somebody's wide open, play heads up. You've been saying it all night.
Right.
Play with your head up, look for that open man, and chances are we're going to get a good rip on it.
Yeah, I think sometimes as a player with the ball, you think you've got that extra step to get open, and it makes you kind of focus.
Yep.
Maybe pull your eyes. Oh, we got another stick on the ground there.
Yep, Finn Wagner put it on the ground again. He gets bowled over, no call. It's all a clean play. Back to the goalie, Bennett. Bennett launches it up the sideline. He's got a player over there. AJ's trying to push him out. This long pole, I can't see the number 27. That's Jack Fielding. He's coming up over to Brady. Saba's going to settle in on the sideline. That's not a good sign for the Land Sharks when he's got time to think. He's got Peanut, two guys to play against each other all summer long. So that's going to be a great matchup. I've been looking forward to watch that matchup. And so far, obviously, Peanut and the Land Sharks got the better of him. I spoke to his mother at halftime. He is not going to be happy after this game. She's already prepared. Jada's not. She's preparing herself. All right, Brady's looking inside. He gets the double team, beats two defenders, swings it across the goal crease, a little more angle, and he would have put it in the net.
Yeah, he made a nice little move there through two guys. It's never. I don't think it's ever a question on how Brady feels.
No.
He definitely wears the emotion on his sleeve.
Yeah, he's a fiery guy.
Yes, he is.
All right, we're trying to get the outlet. Peanut launches one downfield to no one. Gets away with it. Brody comes up with it, launches it over to Carter, and a little bit of errant pass to MJ. The goalie, Bennett, he's out of the net. He's running. He coughs it up on the sidelines. And Jackson Hyman comes up with it, but the ball's whistled dead.
And he's going to have to make a magical shot with 0.3 seconds left from the sideline.
Yes. And just like that, the third quarter just evaporated from underneath of us.
Flew by.
One goal apiece in the quarter, right? It was 11-1 at the half, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and check that. But if you're the Seahawks, you got to feel pretty good about that because the shooting gallery, you finally were able to settle down this Land Shark offense that's just been firing at will.
Yeah, and I think it started. They were pretty strong on that first faceoff of the third there, and they kind of carried that through the rest of the quarter. So it's pause here between quarters. Maybe we'll do some shout out time. Want to give a shout out to GG and BR in, of all places, Trucksville, Pennsylvania.
Trucksville, PA.
Tuning in from Trucksville.
Somewhere that's near Scrantastic.
Yes. And also Yaya, who is tuning in from Newtown, Pennsylvania.
Newtown.
So Gavin Harrison's family tuning into the game and probably wishing they were in this warmer weather as well.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful, and hello to all the family up there. I know my whole family's watching. Jean Marie's parents down in Florida, John and Camille Manfredonia, Karen, Tom, Alexa, and Tommy all watching. I know that. My father's up at, he's still in Mount Pleasant. And Jean Marie and Lily didn't make the trip down here, but they're watching. Isabella's been texting me every 6 minutes. My oldest daughter at Clemson. There's a whole Clemson University, like Lorenzo Baccabella. We're not working the text thing here. Because, once again, that's like the replays, one more thing that we can't really manage.
I don't think there's any coming in, but I can't guarantee that.
Well, if you're watching online, drop us in the chat box so we can see that you're there. I believe Jack Kelly's mother's watching up in Toronto.
I do have to give a shout-out to Hayden Daniels. I know he's got two uncles tuning in. I think it's Vin and Brian. I hope I got that right. But they're up in New York. Also,
that's
probably
the Long Island crew.
Also wishing for the nicer weather, I'm sure.
Yep. And we've got a whole crew in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. I'm sure that the Welch family, no relation to Dion, as well as the Hassis family, two great lacrosse families that we live near and AJ grew up with playing. We got to play with them in Maryland when we went up last year for the Loggerhead season. So Rich and Troy and Kim and Mary are all up there watching, I'm sure, and they got a pretty good chuckle the other night, and I'm sure I'll get some feedback tonight from them as well, because their season still hasn't really started up there because it's cold.
They're waiting for the snow to melt still, right?
So, right, that's exactly right. So
also a shout out to the Ronska family, very, very close friends of ours. They've got some lacrosse players in the family. I know they're tuned in tonight watching too.
Wonderful. All right, well, 12-2, 11:25 to go. In the fourth quarter, Land Sharks on top, 12-2. Game's back in action. Land Sharks ball. Looks like we're setting up at the top. That's Jackson Hyman with the ball. He makes a drive, puts the ball on the ground. The Seahawks defense has really bowed up here in the second half. Looks like they figured out what some of the things we want to do. Jack Kelly's going to rework some things. AJ's going to come in from the alley. Jack's barking orders still on the side, and we're off and running. So Jackson Hyman up top, over to Liam. Almost said Finn again. Over to Liam, over to Brody, back to Liam, back to Jackson, over to AJ, and away we go. AJ makes the dodge, swings it inside. He sees, Brody had it in his stick and just couldn't handle it. AJ made the pass from 20 yards out.
Brody just had to go up a little too high for that.
And here comes Lucas Thibodeau thundering up the sideline. That boy is fast.
He's got wheels.
He's got wheels.
For all those young lacrosse parents out there, wheels,
right.
baby.
Wheels, wheels, wheels. All right, pass over to Zach Richards, doesn't make it. The Land Sharks come up with the ball. Hayden gets it over to Thomas Huffines. Huffines, who's just been a workhorse for us for all season long already. Up to Liam. Liam's got it. He's drawing some attention there. Brody in the back of the net. I got to assume that's MJ. I was going to say
MJ
Carter.
Back there.
So MJ's kind of taking over that spot where Carter normally sits. Carter's up top. AJ dishes it off, and he's going to step out for a break and a breath of air. Land Sharks are going to make a change, and Costa checks into the game.
He's got a plate of spaghetti on the sideline over there.
Well, I hope so. He's got some rigatoni over there. All right. So it looks like Liam Costa takes a big rip, and Bennett was all over it. That was a tough ball for Bennett to save. He's a big boy. He got down low to get it, and he should feel good about that.
Yeah,
good save.
I don't think Bennett was necessarily expecting that, and that got right down at his feet, but he got just enough body on it.
Well, if he hasn't figured out that when number 8 has the ball, there's a fair chance it's coming toward the net.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we've got who's running over there? That's Carter. He dishes it off to Liam up top. Liam surveying. Gets it over to Finn Wagner. Finn dumps it back to Brody. Brody over to Costa behind the net. Costa takes a look back to Brody Hollingsworth. All right, Brody's in a size mismatch with the big boy, number 22. He takes a cross check to the back of the head, draws a flag. That's going to be one that they're going to want back. Number 22, Thompson May, their big senior defender. Brody's a little guy. I don't think Thompson did it on purpose because he's just a big guy. Brody's small. Yeah. He reached the hands out, and he put it right in the back of his helmet. So
it's tough for the bigger guys against the smaller guys.
It's difficult. Bennett makes a great save, and then
beautiful.
And then loses one. I didn't see who got it. I think Finn Wagner.
Again, that's kind of been the tale of Bennett's night tonight. He's made some great saves, and he's just had some unlucky ones kind of roll right in afterward.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Land Sharks have just been too much for this defense.
Yeah, and great hustle on the part of the Land Sharks there. I mean, part of the deal of a good offense is cleaning up the stuff on the ground, and we've been doing a good job of that tonight.
We have. So 13-2, 8:54 to play, 13-2 Land Sharks. Land Sharks are going to go man up on top of everything else. I assume they still get the man up, even though they scored, or do they wave it off?
No, I believe because that was a technical, they're going to wave that off.
All right. So the referees are going to figure it out.
I might be wrong, Tony. It might have been a personal.
That's Thibodeau running to the sideline.
We got subs going in and out here.
Subs going in and out, and there's big number 22 heading to the sin bin. He's going to take a knee. Thompson May, 6'4", 230, big boy, and he's a solid player. So we're going to face it off. Max Pearsall is going to face off against back to Jack Fielding's into for the Seahawks there to take. I think that's 27. He's going to take the face off for the Seahawks. Everybody's in order. Max wins it again, wins it back. Not sure we're going to come up with possession here. There's a lot of scrum there. Everybody's chasing after the ball. Still no possession. Looks like number 10.
Picked it up there.
Yeah, Zach Richards picks the ball up, and it looks like there's going to be a timeout by the Seahawks.
Yeah, he was being pursued pretty tight there, so good timeout by the coach. Just get a clean start with the ball.
Yep. So everybody settle down, get some water. 8:40 to play. 13-2 Land Sharks in a landslide. Say that 5 times fast.
If I'm not mistaken, Tony, I think if this game manages to go to 14-2, I think we get a running clock at that point. But we will verify that if and when it happens.
Yeah, I think we need to see what that's all about. Something tells me you're right because you usually are with the rules.
Well, let's not go too far.
All right. Just checking, a couple of people checking in here. Isabella, like I said, she keeps asking. She's out there at Clemson. It's her best friend's birthday. Happy birthday, Ange. Ange is from Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Her best friend out there at Clemson's from Westchester, PA. So I'm sure that they're spending her birthday in the library and probably not the Tigertown Tavern.
I'm sure they are. That's where you spent your birthdays.
We also had a birthday on the team. Our man Peanut, Alex Seaton, we call him Peanut. Had a lot of questions about that from people who aren't from down here, like all the family that's watching. Who is Peanut? Peanut is Alex Seaton, number 13, stud defender, incredible hockey player. I think we mentioned it the last telecast.
Oh, yeah.
All the kid does is play lacrosse, play hockey, lift weights, go to school, and he must eat occasionally because he's a big boy. Anyway, 17th birthday for Peanut today.
Peanut's dad, Clark, also doubles as a coach of our Land Sharks. Sent my wife and I an amazing picture today from their early days of loggerheads. And it's just amazing to see how Peanut and these other guys have grown up. They've been growing up together. They're like brothers. It's really great to see.
Yeah, we love the family environment. I love it when those little loggerheads pictures show up. Every once in a while, the bobblehead pictures show up from a long time ago.
Always great.
I mean, AJ started playing this game with our crew in Montgomery County when he was 5. And obviously lacrosse in the Low Country continues to grow. We come down here, just like yourself, from the north. The talent starts migrating, and then the local talent gets better.
Yeah. The growth that has happened in this sport in the 12 years that we've been here is just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's great to see, and it seems like it's going to maintain a really quick pace, and that's just great for the kids in this area.
It is. And, we only play 4A lacrosse because there's no 1, 2, and 3. So as more schools come, the South Carolina High School League, I'm sure, will adjust accordingly based on the size of the school. But, here we are, a school of 650 kids who, we've been ruled 3A going into next year, and we're down here playing against a school the size of Hilton Head, which I'm not sure whether it's 4A or 5A down here, but this is a big school.
Well, the good news is the boys are up for the task, and they're not going to shy away from playing anyone out here.
Not at all. We're back under action. Brady Saba with the ball. Peanut measuring him up. The birthday boy's out there. Peanut gives him the lumber, pushes him. He draws the double team, which is what you got to have. Brady doesn't let the ball go. He still hasn't put it on the ground. He can shoot with both hands. He fires one off to the left side of the net, and Hayden manages to corral it in the crease there somehow. Brady's stalking him.
I'm sure Peanut and Brady will have a conversation about that one after the game.
I am certain that they will. It'll probably come up in the postgame. Thomas Huffines comes out the center, dishes it back off to Carter. Carter swings it inside. Liam Rosebach with a big rip, and Bennett equal to the task. All right, Bennett takes it out. They're going to run the clear. Finn Wagner out there on the wing. Back to Bennett. Finn running around. Up top, number 12, Jackson Olander. He's running. Thomas has got him. He's on a long pole. Thomas has got him in his sights. Thomas is managing. Jackson Olander dips it off, and he misses the pass behind the net. That's going to be that was Olander with the pink cleats. All right. Land Sharks are running the clear. Thomas Huffines gets it up to Carter. Carter's running at midi here. Gets it in the box, gets the touch. Dishes it off that's Finn. Finn's been playing a lot this second half.
Yeah, Finn's seeing some good field time today, and that's good.
Yeah, over to Costa. Costa dishes it off to MJ. MJ over to the side. Carter. Brody behind the net. Oh, just misses MJ and passed it over the net and out the center. Brady Saba's going to have a fast break. Peanut reels him in and off of Hayden.
Yeah, good eyes on Hayden there.
Wow,
that was a railroad engine coming down the track.
Yes, it was. I mean, when you got a face full of 21 coming down on you, and good recovery by Peanut. I mean,
Yeah.
Peanut was able to get some lumber on him and at least slow him down. Otherwise, Brady puts that in the back of the net. All right, Brady back out the center, gives Costa some lumber. Costa trucking, looking for another gear, gets the touch. He comes in, already drew the double team. He's going to draw another penalty. Costa's been sucking up penalties here.
Costa got 2 because the ref behind the play down here also didn't like what happened.
Right.
So I think we're going to see 2 guys go off for the Seahawks here.
I think you may be right. Yeah, and a little bit of frustration maybe settling in.
Sure.
Again, the Seahawks are a proud team. This Hilton Head team, this program continues to build under Coach Andrew Pernice Jr., and you know, it's something that they've got going. They've got a good senior class here. When you look at the seniors on this team, you know, obviously Brady, and then you've got the 2 big defenders, Laird Kennedy, the goaltender Tyler Bennett, and then Thomas May. You know, so they got a lot of senior leadership here, which we talk about because we only have 3 seniors on our team.
Right.
And of course Hayden Daniels, our goaltender, you know, our all-world goaltender. He's a senior, and then you have you know, Big Fen Johnson, who's been out with an injury, and you have Logan Hamilton. You know, there's our 3 seniors, and Logan again, they're still acclimating himself to the lacrosse game from football.
Sure.
And doing a great job of it.
And Fenn's being an amazing leader on the sideline while he can't be out here playing. He's one of the hypest guys we have. He's always talking guys up. He's out here with Max before games doing the face-off training because we know Fenn is also one of our face-off guys.
Yep.
So he's really filling an amazing role as a senior and as a leader on this team, even though he's not out here on the field.
Agreed. He did the same thing because he's still recovering from a football injury. And when he went out in the 3rd or 4th game of the football season and his senior year, you know, he took on the role of almost being another coach. Land Sharks are moving the ball here, back to the action. Costa up top, setting up the offense. Jackson Hyman over to Carter Gregory. Carter's looking. He's coming inside. Over to Jackson. Costa's looking for the pass. Gets it back there. Brody's in front of the net. MJ's looking. Gets it to Jackson. Jackson draws it. Carter takes a big rip. And he gets it past Bennett. I wasn't sure.
It looked to me like it skid through the back. But
yeah,
I guess it skid through the back to the back of the net.
It skid through the back of the net, and it wasn't until I saw Bennett's body English that I realized it got back there. So 13-2. Yeah, 14-2. All right, 14. So here's 14-2. I guess we're going to find out about that running clock. 14-2, Land Sharks. 4:47 to play in the 4th quarter here.
It has not started running yet.
No.
I believe. I thought the ref was given the signal, but it doesn't look that way.
Does not look that way. Maybe when they wind the clock for the face-off, we'll see what they do there. So we're out here. You know, the Seahawks are just reeling at this point. They're trying to keep it together. We want to make sure, you know, obviously they finish strong. They're not going to give up and go away. They're going to fight hard.
Sure.
Land Sharks still have the pedal and gas. See, Andrew Tavel, number 25, checked in. So we're starting to modify the lineup, give some guys some rest.
Yeah, it makes sense. You got to get guys getting some live game time and getting some reps that they're not going to see, you know, just on the practice field.
Agreed. So Pearsall's still out there. Logan Hamilton just took some lumber. Logan Hamilton's out there. And, you know, just like that, tic-tac-toe.
Oh, and I didn't realize Oceanside made a goalie change.
We made a goalie change, and our young man Blaze Kasabinski. Blaze Kasabinski, who is he's a 2027, so that makes him a freshman, right?
Yeah. So unfortunately, you know, when you come in late in a game like this, you don't have a warm-up or anything like that. And he gets trial by fire in there within the first 10, 15 seconds of hitting the field.
He does.
That's okay. That's what you got to do as a young goalie. You take your reps and you get them when you can get them. And it's good to see Blaze out there. Right.
So we've got, you know, some reserve players in the game getting some very valuable experience. Reese Meredith checks in. Again, another football kid. I've talked about him a couple telecasts. Great family. Their family owns Longshore Boats, so that's their great sponsor of ours.
Appreciate their sponsorship.
Yes. So Reese checks into the game. Andrew Tavel comes over from the soccer team.
Looks like we got CJ taking a face-off here. So, again, just mixing things up, trying to get some guys some reps.
All right, Logan Hamilton on the other wing, the senior out there, very fast, great skill guy. He plays receiver, he plays running back, he plays all sorts of things, and now he plays lacrosse. All right, so the Seahawks win the face-off. They're going to settle in. They're going to keep coming. Looks like Thibodeau with the ball. Yeah, Lucas Thibodeau with the ball. Peanut tracking him down. Looks like we still have Peanut in the game. Thomas Huffine still in the game. Reese Meredith trying to wrangle in Jacob Martin. That's going to be a handful for him. He does a pretty good job turning him away. Brady Saba with the ball. Brady comes in and buries it. Puts it right over Blaze's head. And like you said, Blaze is going to have to keep his head up. Okay, 14-4. The clock is running. It didn't stop with the goal. So we're on a running clock. And again, some of these guys, these younger guys, and these less experienced guys, they're getting to see the speed of this game up close and personal with a Seahawk team that's playing for pride.
Sure, and if you're Blaze and you're in there and you've got Brady Saba bearing down on you, you're going to see what speed is.
Okay,
and,
so
that was good drive there by Brady, and Blaze is going to get plenty of more opportunities here to make a save.
Right, and just for those watching at home, you can see on the crossbar on the goal is 6 feet up, and Blaze is all of 5'1" and 105 pounds, and I think that's if he has his ankles taped. All right, Seahawks coming in, clank one off the post. Loggerheads, listen to me. Land Sharks are playing a little conservative defensively here. It's all kind of collapsing down low. Blaze is standing tall in goal, as tall as he can.
Yeah, it looks like now we're pressuring out a little more, tightening things up a little bit.
We are. So Andy Jones is in the game there on defense. So it looks like we still have the defensive starters in, except for Reese. And Reese is, he's come along real good. Overruns the guy there. Nice play inside. Andrew Tavel puts the wheels on. He is fast.
Yes,
he thought he had the
is.
ball, didn't have it. You need that, son.
He was behind about 2 steps when that chase started, and before you know it, he's on top of that ball. Obviously, he's got some speed.
He is unbelievably fast.
We're inside about 45 seconds here. So
was on the state champion soccer team at Oceanside last year, men's soccer. 37 seconds and clicking down. Thomas Huffine's out there. Seahawks are cycling the ball around. Andy Jones in a good matchup there.
For everybody at home, I was bad at my job of keeping score. I just popped 2 goals on there for the Seahawks. It's 14-4 here.
Yeah, 14-4 running clock, 15 seconds to go. Seahawks looking for one more and just missed it. Bounced one inside, number 12 for the Seahawks there. That's going to be Jackson Olander.
Michael Waldron chased it down. Again, playing for pride here, tried to get a big pass out there, and that's going to be it.
That's going to be the game. The Land Sharks are going to run down there. They're going to swarm on Blaze, even though he let a couple goals up. He let 2 goals up. They're going to be incredibly proud of that young man and boost him up. This was an end-to-end team victory, well played, well coached against a good team, and the Land Sharks come out of it on top, 14-4. A lot to feel good about heading into next week's square off with AC Flora. Flora is another one of those revenge games.
Yeah, Flora is a team that seems to give us fits. And, they're a bigger team, obviously. They come from a big school district there out by Columbia. And, what we've got to do is build on the energy in this game. I think this was a big shift for us from how we played Monday. And, I think as the coaches, that's something you're going to ride going through this week. And, hopefully the boys, bring some energy in practice. Hopefully we don't have any injuries. Doesn't look like we had anything happen out there tonight.
Yep.
And everyone can be healthy and ready to play next week.
Yeah, I was going into that thing with the revenge game. If you remember last year at Flora, we were up by 5 goals at halftime. Similar to the Porter-Gaud game where we were up 8-1 at halftime.
And
we were up 5-1 or 6-1 at halftime and lost.
And it didn't matter by the end of the game.
It did not matter because it only matters at the end.
We had a few of those games last year, and again, it was frustrating because if you look at the squad we're fielding out here this year, the team's not really that different. But these guys have a chip on their shoulder this year, and we've got some guys that have matured. We've got some guys that put in a lot of hard work this summer and over the off season last year, and we're seeing the benefits of that now.
Yep. Well, that's going to do it for the post-game show. Let's get signed off here. The people are leaving. They're going to throw us out of here, Chris.
Yeah.
I am Tony Zarzaka with Chris Harrison here. We're missing Neon Dion, so he's not going to give you his famous call out. And Angie Gregory on the camera. Thank you to everyone that allows us to do this. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you Wednesday night.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Take care.